Hello. The League of Women Voters, Metro North Chamber of Commerce, and North Suburban Optimists welcome you to meet the candidates for those running for mayor of Columbia Heights. We thank the candidates for their participation, and we also thank the City of Columbia Heights for assistance from the Communication and Events section and for use of City Council chambers to make this event possible. This forum is being broadcast live on both Columbia Heights Facebook stream and on local cable channels 16 and 19. We do not have a live audience tonight to prevent COVID-19 spread. If you can't watch the forum in its entirety of about half an hour, you can view the recorded forum at the LWV website, LWVABCMN.org. You can also watch the forums on the LWV ABC YouTube channel. The recorded session is also available on the City of Columbia Heights Facebook Live and the City of Columbia Heights YouTube channel. So, it is a big change that we don't have an audience. We're doing that this year to avoid COVID-19 spread. In the past, we would have questions come up live from the audience, and because we don't do that now, we are having questions submitted online in advance. So we do have questions from the public. My name is Gretchen Sable. I'm a trained moderator for the League of Women Voters of Anoka, Blaine, Coon Rapids area. Our league serves all of Anoka County, plus the city of Champlin and Hennepin County. We live in Andover. I live in Andover, so I can't vote for these candidates. All the candidates for this race are invited to participate in the forum. The League of Women Voters does not support or oppose any political parties or candidates for office. I'm sure these candidates care very much who you vote for, but the League doesn't care who you vote for. We just care that you vote. The goal of our forums is to help citizens become informed voters. The candidates for mayor tonight are Amada Marquez-Simula and Nick Nowitzki. We're going to begin with 3 questions that were provided to the candidates in advance, and these will be followed by 7 questions that were submitted online. I will say that the questions that came in online, we had a large number of questions, and we grouped them into like groups, and now we have questions that are on a single topic, but reflect the questions from many people. So you may not, if you submitted questions, recognize your question, but know that it did go into the mix. So, questions will alternate who answers each question first, and answers are limited to 1 minute. We have a timer present who's going to keep them on mark.
Thank you to the League of Women Voters for continually making sure voters are informed, and to the City of Columbia Heights and my community members for hosting and watching this evening. My name is Amada Marquez-Simula, and I've served as an employee and a volunteer here in the city for the last 7 years. In 2017, I was honored to represent our city as the Columbia Heights Humanitarian of the Year. I'm a first-generation Mexican-American. I grew up on a hobby farm, and I have a work ethic to prove it. My family consists of my husband, Frost, my 4 incredible adult children. Besides working in my community, I'm also an artist, singer, gardener, and homemaker. When I first came to Heights, I was eager to get involved. My involvement began as our neighborhood block captain, and soon expanded to the Columbia Heights Lions Club, the Columbia Heights and Fridley Rotary Club, and Heights Next, our community's nonprofit sustainability movement.
Thank you for hosting. Some quick background, my name is Nick Nowitzki. I have been in the city for 40 years of my 42 years of life. I have a wife named Angie, 2 wonderful daughters, 13 Elena and 11 Natasha. So background with that, I currently am part owner of J&M Auto Recycling, so always doing our part to recycle and keep our environment clean. Before that, I did have a job as a Teamster for 16 years as a route salesman for G&K Services. So I have had all the spectrums. And my community involvement involves a lot with the Columbia Heights Lions, Athletic Boosters, Kiwanis Club, to name a few. And I have led multiple committees within each organization. The Columbia Heights Jamboree being probably the most notable and making some big changes in that one. Qualifications, I care about the community, I care about my hometown, and I care about the people in it. So that is the main qualification, and I know how to listen. I've never shied away from a conversation to learn more about the community with its ever-changing community.
For the last 4 years, I have consistently heard from Columbia Heights residents that I should run for mayor. When you've managed everything from Girl Scout troops to rock concerts like I have, you learn to trust people and rely on their strengths. The reality is I'm already engaged in so many roles in our community, it makes me uniquely positioned to be the next mayor of Columbia Heights. Professionally, I work for the Columbia Heights School District as the Adult Enrichment and Senior Program Manager. and I work part-time in the Columbia Heights Public Works Department. Working with Jesse Davies and Kevin Hansen at Public Works has given me a unique insight into how our city functions behind the scenes. I know I can count on Police Chief Lenny Austin just as much as I can count on directors and staff throughout the city. I know they already count on me. All this to say, I'm eager to work on creative solutions with our amazing staff and our council. I'm ready to continue to listen and gather feedback from the community. I'm seeking the mayoral seat to bring our community together so we can work towards our future. Honestly, what we need now is more cooperation. While working with community members, I've noticed there are opportunities to do things in fresh ways to help everyday people. I want Columbia Heights to be the city that says yes to new ideas. In the short term, I think we can make our commissions, boards, and city staff more diverse and equitable. I have a few ideas about how we can be smarter with our spending, including a citywide opt-in email program. Let's look at adding soccer fields, which will bring all corners of our city together. Let's replace some of our systems with 21st century technology that's more accessible and user-friendly. I want to empower neighbors to be block captains. I want to increase the amount of households that use our curbside compost program. I want to make it easier for the community to give their feedback through community town halls. These are just a few of my ideas, and if you know me, you know that I always have lots of ideas. If you have any thoughts on how to improve our city, I'd like to hear them. Long term, I want to see Columbia Heights thrive with new business opportunities, new relationships, and a new reputation for our city.
Short-term goals will be to see the completion of our new development that includes the City Hall and apartments on 40th Avenue in Central, and as well as all the other developments that are in the works right now and that have been slowed by the current pandemic situation. Long term would be in short term would be that neighbors get to know neighbors. We have a great network in our community. The people are our strongest asset, and year after year we get more people signing up for the National Night Out block parties. I think last year we had over 50, and that really shows the community is involved, and I would like to keep that going long term to get the input from everybody on what we need to do business-wise and park-wise, because the parks are a big part of it too. That's an underused asset in the city. Activities for our children to do is the biggest need. We have some good things going on with the Park and Rec program for the younger ages. It's the teenage years that we need more options for. And when Immersion Hall gets looked at to be redone, I would definitely like to see something incorporated into that that would be more of a teenage-based area. Or things like the boxing gym that's right downstairs from us right now. There's a lot of participation in that, and that gives youth, especially teenagers, a place to go to burn off some energy and do something good. The Key Club, which is the Kiwanis youth group too, is a very important part, and they do a lot of the volunteering in the city for a lot of the projects. So I'd like to see that expand and possibly have other of our groups start, like the Leo Club for the Lions.
Issues for the youth, we have the senior center in Immersion Hall, but it would be great to be able to use that and make it into a true community center. I know Nick as Nick just mentioned it, our Parks and Rec have programs, and some teams do help with like the puppet wagon at area parks, but also if we were able to incorporate more art programs into the city, that we could reach those kids, as well as, of course, our schools with their sports programs. But we need to make sure we have a space for them. And as Nick mentioned too, like the boxing area, I know we just walked outside and there was a huge group out there working out tonight. So that is utilized, but working on an art center and Immersion Hall is more of a community center would be a great place for having for kids to drop in and have a home base to go to. I've actually owned a couple different businesses, a manufacturing business, and I've also been a manager at a nightclub and office manager as well. Ways that I can see us helping small businesses and things I've done in the past is encouraging those businesses to join up with the Northeast Business Association, which meets quarterly in Columbia Heights on every quarter. There's the first Friday of the month. They meet at the library. It's a great way to network with other businesses and also get involved with the city. I think that if business owners work with the city, become part of any commissions at all, that definitely helps them see what the city's about, where we're moving forward with any development, and it puts them in a seat to have a voice as well. So reaching out to those businesses, especially businesses run by people of color and women, and making sure they know they're invited and continually inviting them to give them a seat.
Being a small business owner currently, I know the everyday struggles of the business world. I know that there are good days, there are bad days, and we have to do everything that we can as a city to promote our businesses, create the network within our own neighborhoods. A lot of word of mouth is probably the best advertising that I have come across, because if you go promote it to your neighbors, they're going to promote it as well as the facade improvement program for the small businesses, or any business really that's here. That helps by giving them a matching grant for improvements. And then also looking at, and when needed, updating some of the codes to be more business friendly. We have a lot of codes on the city that have not been updated in decades, and I believe that we should be looking at them, doing some research and discussion to find the best way to move forward. We do have a very diverse community. It's one of the best assets that we have. And I start by reaching out and listening to them, listening to everybody the same, getting their ideas. When they have tough questions, I'm not afraid to sit down and answer them. And with the police, we have a very proactive police department that does quite a bit to engage all communities. I would continue to promote that, especially the MAC committee. It's a multicultural advisory. I'm often surprised at how some people don't know about it, and I think we need to do a better job at promoting our programs like that. The Teen Academy, which can give our youth a chance to see our police department and our fire department in action, what they do, and really just keep encouraging everybody on a personal level. I know I've encouraged quite a few to join commissions, to join local groups, to become volunteers. So.
One of the best ways we can support the police is make sure they have the funding that they need, and that means really listening to them and what their needs are. Also, I'd like to point out that our police department is very diverse. We have multi-language speakers in our police department, many different skin colors and cultures in our police department, and I think that's a great way for our community to understand that they're being represented and to feel more comfortable with those officers when they make calls, they visit, or when people attend coffee with the cop, let's say. The MAC program is a great way for people to give feedback to the police, and they're always looking for more people to join. And after this, you can always reach out to the city or the police department yourself if you'd like to join the MAC, if you have any questions. And also, I attended the Citizens Police Academy last year. It's a 4-week program. They usually do it once a year. Now with COVID, of course, they couldn't do it, but a great way to learn more about the police department and how you can get involved. And also being a neighborhood block captain helps you understand their process as well. We, as I know right now, we do not have a policy in place to ensure that we are looking for and filling the needs with people that are from diverse backgrounds. So I think that creating a policy to say that we need to staff our commissions and boards with people of different abilities. So if we have people with disabilities that apply, women, people of color, that we give them the first chance to join these commissions and boards. And also that we are reaching out to the community, and it's not just a campaign thing to do, is reaching out and talking to different groups. I'm talking to the Hispanic and Latino community, I'm talking with the Somali community. This is just what I do, and reaching out to them, finding the leaders who are already doing the work and inviting them to join our city and working here as well.
The best thing that we can do on a personal level is to continue to recruit and go out and try to find people that do want to be involved and let them know that they are welcome. I know I have asked and got quite a few different backgrounds to come join local clubs. So continually doing it, you have to keep reaching out and letting them know, support them when they do show up. As far as the commissions go, our current council actually made a really big change that I was proud of, when we now have to have applications and interviews for each open spot, whereas before it was basically a lifetime commitment. This has generated numerous people applying. I think we had 9 for one position and 27 overall this round, and I look forward to getting more people to apply so we can get the best people of any background on our commissions. I would be open to hearing more of that data and having any discussions on what we can do. I guess I have not thought of that one, so I don't want to give an answer without having the correct background, but I would definitely be open to discussing and learning more about that and what other cities do to help that.
Definitely this has taught us that it is not a luxury, that it is a classist system to say that if you can afford the internet, that's your, it's up to you if you want to have the internet. The internet is necessary with the school district and the kids working from home now and sharing the internet with their parents who are also working from home. This should be like a utility. This should be like getting a water bill or getting your trash picked up. And other cities do this, and it's something I think we need to look at, and the value is becoming very apparent that this is becoming a priority, and it's not just in our city, it's countywide, it's statewide, and federal. So it's very important to me, and I would want to seriously look into what we can do. Yes, I think there should be term limits on on our commissions and boards. I guess I would say I would like to do more research and find more information about what all the terms would be, but I would say off the top of my head, I think 8 years would be a good amount of time to serve consistently. And of course, we would have something if we didn't have enough people applying that people could stay on again if we needed the seats filled. But I think about 8 years would be good.
Yes, I believe some sort of term limits would be beneficial to our city. The current council's already made the good change to get more people to apply, and we can continue that with term limits. Right now, the way the commissions are set up, they each have varying years of service, so I think we should look at making them more of a uniform term for each one, and then discussing whether that would be a 2-term limit or what, but that would definitely be open for discussion. Promote the developments, and we have quite a few developments and businesses that are starting to come in, want to come in. It was slowed because of the pandemic. That would be the best way to broaden the tax base so that it would be less on the homeowners, but it's in increasing the values of the homes. It's going to come with increasing the value of the businesses too. So I guess I don't see how we could affect the gentrification of it, other than people that would have an increase in their home values, and that's what we want. So increasing the home values is a good thing to me.
I think one of the ways we can do it is just remembering that, yes, property values go up because we're in a seller's market, and those aren't anything that the city's controlling. That's just the natural evolution of housing stock. I think investing in affordable housing, which brings more people who live here, which helps with our labor market and people that are shopping and spending their money and keeping our funds and our revenues in our own city. And then also asking for feedback at town halls. Gentrification, means one thing, but people hear it in different ways. And so I think reaching out to our city and saying, what do we need? We have our new market rate apartments going in. Does it affect the city negative? We have to wait and see. But at the same time, we need to be affording, we need a housing that can work for everybody in the city. And being afraid of market rate apartments is not going to make sense when we all need to work here and live here. Thank you again for hosting this meeting tonight. I just want to say that we deserve a leader who goes the extra mile, who rallies us all together, and has the experience to deliver real results. I grew up on a hobby farm where everybody worked together to get the chores done, and isn't that what we all want for Columbia Heights? I'm inspired by local businesses who have found safe ways to continue to meet and serve our community during the pandemic. I'm continually blown away by our amazing families who are working and supporting students during this challenging time. The city deserves a mayor who is going to walk with everyone in the community to meet their needs, to solve problems, and help bring our city into the future. This isn't about me, it's about all of us pulling together to make our schools, businesses, faith communities, and homes the best they can be. You deserve a mayor with leadership, character, maturity, stability, and integrity. That's what I bring to our community. My name is Amada Marcus Simala, and I'm asking for your vote for mayor of Columbia Heights.
Thank you, Mr. Nowitzki.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting and having this forum for us tonight. I would like to be mayor because I love this city and I have served on multiple boards, many commissions, been the liaison to many as well, and I believe that I have the background to lead. I've led many projects within the community, most notable with the Lions Club, different things like the Adopt a Highway and the Jamboree, bringing people together and compromising, which is the biggest part of being a mayor. It's not about what either one of us want up here. It's about working together, listening, and finding the compromise that will best move the city forward.
Thank you, candidates, for speaking to voters about issues and for running for mayor of Columbia Heights. Thanks, viewers, for your interest in becoming informed voters. Columbia Heights is part of State Senate District 41 and State House District 41B. Recordings of Meet the Candidates Forum for these legislative seats, as well as this mayor and city council that we're doing now, are available on the LWV ABC website, and they're also available on the LWV ABC YouTube channel. The recorded sessions will also be posted on the city's Facebook Live page, City of Columbia Heights Facebook page, and the City of Columbia Heights YouTube channel, and then will be shown in rotation on the cable channels 16 and 19. Of course, it's really important that we vote. There's many options for how you vote and when you vote this year. You can come here to City Hall and register to vote and vote. You can go to minnesotavotes.org, mnvotes.org is the website, and that's the Secretary of State's page. You can get all the information you need there, the qualifications for voting and whatever. You can begin voting right now. You can register whenever you go to vote, so you don't have to register in advance. And it's time to make your voice heard. The general election is on November 3rd, so that's when we wrap all this up. And thank you, and stay healthy and safe.